Hello everyone. As you can see, I can talk again. So I thought for my new subscribers and my old ones, I thought we'll just have a little um, chat. It's the winter solstice. You have to excuse the tooth episode. So we've had a bug. We've lost tooth. We've lost another bit of weight, but with the 12/12 portal, and then we had Friday the 13th, which is the Supreme Mother Goddess Day, and then full moon, Grandmother Moon Wisdom. So there's been a cleansing, and we've had in the bog and not eating, and I thought, well, it's just a deeper cleanse. So I don't think I'm taking this off with the weather on Dartmoor. I'm trying to get a viewpoint where you're not seeing the whole thing. So, yeah, here's the winter solstice. That's a typical day for the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, so we can't be moaning and groaning at the weather. So I'm just going to introduce you to a few things. Right. So this is going to be a totally mad, funny video. So we're in the west here in my home. So I've got a symbol for Archangel Gabriel. His picture's there. So that guardian of the west, because we've got the water element today. It's raining. So we can see that as the salmon of wisdom and druidry. Or the jaguar in South American, a lot of indigenous tribes, as I say, Otorongo, Zion, for Ophiuchus, our new guide. I'll introduce you to him in a minute. So any symbolism that I'm connecting to the west there, and then we've got the north. So here I've got Anubis, I've got a torch for emergencies. I've got my cat, doorstopper there, some pretty flowers, and I've got Uriel, Mother Mary, or Isis with child, mother with child. So that's winter solstice as we think about it. The sun is being reborn out of Virgo, the Virgin, this time of the year. And it's in the centre of the zodiac at the minute. It's bang on Sagittarius, and we've just moved out of Ophiuchus, which is the ascended master sign, the wounded healer. And carry on is luckily enough, I don't know if it's for everyone. My carry on's moved into my seventh house, which apparently I think that's a lot better than where it's been in the sixth house. Blimey, right. That's been a journey and a half, right? So I've got my symbolism to the north. Uriel, the protector of the earth. Then we've got the supreme mother energy, and of course all this cosmic energy has been about the mother center of the zodiac, Ophiuchus, right? So, and the studies used to be female primordial creative energy and that gateway to the divine. You can see, yeah, that divine source, then feminine creative energy. So Ophiuchus, Sophia. So we've got all this Ophi part of language about. So have a look into that and pardon me, see where it leads you. Music, all sorts. So this is my air. And I know my ancestor technically should be in the north, but or the west even. But if it's there, it's a lovely wee table. So of course ancestors were thinking, oh, we live on the physical plane. So I'll put photos of my ancestors and that. But as you develop and as you learn, right, you've got ancestors that are part Neanderthal, um, angelic, you could be from the angelic realm, or the star seeds, the cosmos, planetary beings, other universal higher beings, a reborn ascended master. So all these connections, or the mineral brothers and sisters, as many tribes call them, the winged ones, the finned ones. So ancestors, I'm a terror, because when I'm making a list, I tend to go really, really deep when I'm researching something. So everything is our ancestors. So that takes you into like we are star, we are starlight, we are star seeds. Because yeah, we're made up of the universe. So on top of that, if you put in the fact that, because we all know there's been a war on spirit for God knows how long, taking away the spirit, ether element, hiding Ophiuchus, even some religions, it's like as soon as they establish the religion, it's a war on spirit. You know, children, I was saying this the other day in one of my reading, we encourage children to see the divine, the God, the beauty, the magic. And then they start going to school and whatnot, and it's kind of like ridiculed out of them, and that's it, magic's gone, spirit is gone. And you've got this child vision, you're opening all your senses. And for some of us, having all these senses open is through trauma and through survival, where you're having to totally watch your whole environment. So you become super energetically, when honestly it's spiritual warrior training. It goes way down. So anyway, you as a child, you could be a quite perfectly normal child, but you're still opened up to this God, divine, magical force that we all have. There's no separation. As I say, you go back to your ancestors, you're part of stars, you're part of the universe. And you put in that, actually, Robert Edward Grant, fantastic polymath, as we all know. And he was saying that if they create a vacuum in experiments, it won't be long before a hydrogen atom is just appears. there, there can't be a void without that light appearing, that creative force. And of course, that leads to everything in the quantum physics realm, etc. So we're all got this huge vision, and you can think of it. You're using your third eye. You're open. Your heart's open. Your third eye is open, and as I say, you can do that through the light and the shadow, where you're in survival mode because of your environment and the family that you're in, and you're having to do this wounded healer, sacred healing, ancestral work. You know, the baggage as in the physical, you get weighed more and more down. But partly we made this choice. We did. So some of it, some of us obviously make a choice to work really deeply. So when you're doing that, you'll be thinking, "Oh, I'm under attack. I'm getting this. I'm getting that," and you're thinking, "Why do I feel that my spirit's under attack?" Because people don't want you to be back into that inner child, that inner child that trusts that the divine source is real, God is real, whatever name you want to give God. I've got lots of names for God, and of course that God is all. There's no separation when you're an ascended master or you're a guru up in the mountain. That's what they're trying to focus on and be at all times. No separation, in touch with that I am. So when you're that close to like God, yes, you can levitate and you can do all these magical things. I've had magical things happen to me when I'm going out because I'm open, and some people might be like, "Oh my God, she's having the day off," and I am literally like, right, I'm fully open to receiving what Mother Earth, Divine Source is going to manifest for me. And I'm quite eager and giddy for magical mayhem to happen. And it's lots of fun. And of course, it gives me an experience with being my husband's carer and my own carer. Getting out, I'm like, whoa, I have to get over the fear sometimes because the conditions. Oh, you've not been out for a while, but no, it's like get out there, experience it, and then give a chance for the magic of the divine creator to manifest. Yeah, so as I'm saying, that all these things have to be covered in where the east is. The south, I'm back on track again. Those that know me know this is happening. And this is when you're working on different dimensions and you visualize a lot and you're working with your senses and your third eye. You're you're going to get these creative flashes of inspiration and divinity and see where it wants to be taking you. So I tend to have to rein myself back at times. So this is a little intro to me, Spiritdancer. So we're in the south. And at the minute, or it was when I could see the sky 2 days ago, Orion was directly ahead. Beautiful. And I love this at the time of the year. And then if I remember where it is, I've got Stellarum for checking when online if I can't see the sky. So I like seeing the galactic cross in this. And I'm very aware because obviously it's like my birthday month, the whole month. Yeah. So it's like, whoa, sun. So even though the weather might affect my physical body and things, spiritually this time of the year it's just magnificent, magnificent for me because I can just feel all this joy and the lights that are out, and I love seeing the magic of the kids. They're so shiny when they believe in the magic. So it's a shame that we take this away from them, the shine. So this time of the year is really sharing your shine. Oops. Because we share our shine, and I hope this volume's all right. By the way, you know what I'm like. Technology. I try new things though with my new text to speech thingy. So I might edit this as well. You don't know. I just stick it on. To be honest, I'm like, no. If it feels right for me, I'm just going to do it. If it don't feel right, um, I won't. I tend to have a few projects as and when I can. Right. The witch wind playing me up there. I am healthy, wealthy, and happy. So this sun energy and Ophiuchus is the golden gateway, and across from us we've got Orion. And that's like the gateway to humanity, where the souls come and get recycled. So they're saying there's been some holding back of this recycling energy of the light. So a lot of the sacred healers' work has been freeing these conditions, freeing them so that the flow of the souls between the silver and the golden gateway can be balanced back to what it was without souls being entrapped and laid down by the old paragons, the old conditions, the old curses and oaths and beliefs and things that are in the DNA. So there's been quite a lot of balancing to be done in these weavings of timelines, because a lot of them have been manipulated. Archons, fallen angels, demons, whatever you want to call them, a lot of them are humans that are having this fight against spirit. They don't want you to be divine and heal your inner child, so your inner child expresses your divinity, your creative energy, your creative life force. Maybe this is why the chemtrails are out and they stop us getting sunlight. I seen a post last week. Someone turned around and said, "Wow, look, big thing in the sky." It was a British one, obviously. And it was taking the piss, saying, "Look, it's amazing. We've got sunshine." But this is the UK, as it was always known as the land of the mists, the land of the apples. But sometimes they are taking the piss. So we need sunlight, we need these light codes, we need all these things for our DNA. Part of me thinks the sunlight is so powerful. It's the same with the moonlight. I know that it's still coming into my home when I open the windows for the cats and the dog. That sun energy's there. And if I can, I'll stand at the window or stick my head out or even go outside and absorb that light. And I'm quite a reflective person, so if I'm working on something, any shadow wound, I'll be thinking, right, I'll make sure that that's done and dusted. And we know that's quite funny because usually comes back again when you think you've finished with it. So working with the sun and the gateways and the divine within the human experience, and we think, right, the four elements. No, there's five: the ether, the spirit of music, because they've changed it. Oh, no spirit of music now. Now you're all controlled by this thing that is controlling your emotions. Controlling your emotions, all right. Did you give them permission to do this? Did you? So stop giving you permission for things. Take back your sovereign divine energy by saying, I am body, mind and spirit. Find balance in how you're working with them. The Four Wind Societies, I think it's just finished now, the Wisdom Keepers seminar. So that's very interesting for people that are interested in that. So it's a good thing that Roberto shares, and they've given permission to share this out to the whole of humanity, basically, these the elders. So blow into it. If you want to manifest anything positive or creative, new home, new stuff, you can breathe that. And let's not always start with negativity. So I'm breathing into that, what I want to invent within myself now. I've had a pivotal year. I'm now 58. So it's time now for me to think, right, numerology, next year it's number 9. It's completion, it's that cycle. So it's like, yeah, anything I need to let go in order for me to grow into my true identity, my true self, I'm going to release that into the stick. And I've got plenty of self-imposed limitations in order to fit in or not be so cheeky. And as I've said before, not to swear much, but that's not going to really happen. I'll put it in my copper bowl. Health and safety. I got a certificate, you know, I did New Millennia. I quite enjoyed that. Then if any fears pop up in my head, I'm like, no, you got a certificate years ago. If you need to refresh yourself in the book, I do that. I remind myself of my capabilities and I'm like, no, recognize it. I'm observing but not absorbing my triggers. Even though one about my tooth bloody triggering a lot at the minute, but that's just identity, because everybody on the magazines is like spent thousands and thousands of money on their teeth, isn't it? So the flame, we can see that flame working, and it takes the energy that I put into that stick, and it's gone. And then we bring the flame into our heart to replace anything that we've released into our third eye, because we're doing heart and mind coherence, into your whole being and your whole aura, all the way down. Now that simple little fire ceremony retrains your mind. So you can do write things down. You can write things down, burn it, bury it. Anything you're doing that's proactive to help you become a more balanced person. And of course, do get professional help if you do need it. Help yourself, be your own friend. Don't listen to anybody that's telling you that you're not good enough and you can't do something. It might be that you're in the wrong job or doing the wrong thing for you, and you need to admit that and move on and find the thing that makes your heart sing. Now that's what we're talking about, isn't it? What makes your heart sing? What brings you close to God again? What lets out your inner child? Because now you've healed your inner child, right? You're ignoring those triggers that are trying to make you focus on your wounded child. It's your wounded child. It's your wounded child. Everything you're looking at, you're judging, your comparison, all these little triggers, and you're back to that child wasn't looked after. And it could have been, as I say, you were in a very stable home life, but you would still have things happen to you that would put you in the wounded child, a separation. So there's a big focus on keeping you separate and keeping you separate from your inner child that totally 100% believes they're a child of God and there's magic everywhere. So it's not long before those wounds come in when you're a child. Wounded, 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 wounded. And as I say, some of us are healing earth wounds and trauma, or ancestral or cosmic. So whatever affects that spirit wound, that is what we have to think, wait a minute. Seems to be a lot of attack on our spirit. The people that are supposed to support and help you develop spiritually or religiously, because religious can be spiritual. It depends what works for you, what makes your inner child be healed and say, I am actually a creature. God is within me. There's no separation. I believe this is going to happen. It happens. It's that wonder, that awe, that belief that we are the centre of the universe. We are that sun. We accept that spirit. So that's a deeper meaning of the Ophiuchus gateway, that portal and all this energy, no matter what level and dimensions your big peripheral vision is working on. Remember, it's that divine child that you want to have viewing it, so that you're opening to these opportunities, the magic of the times. And when we work with the Wheel of the Year, these are magical times. Certain places on the earth are magical places. Myths and legends based on magical things. But you seem to be, even in the school and colleges, and you read the myths that are approved for study, they're fucking brutal. Yeah, honestly. You're like, what, you worship someone that was going about just raping women and things whenever they wanted to, and You had to put up with it, or you went to the underworld, or you were murdered. Really? That's a god, is it? Waiting for a bolt of thunder there. No, I've took him on before, don't worry about it. Yeah. I'm not joking. I'm telling you, been on the case with Archangel Michael about a lot of this, and the guardians of the quarters, and many of the secret death healers around the world. We need to cleanse these things, and this is deeper healing aspects. You see, this is your conditions, this is your paradigms, these are the narratives people are telling you're acceptable. You know, the plays that they do and the things like that. So you go from like being loved and you're in love with God as a child and believing in Santa and fairies and all, rugs out from under your feet. That's it. There's no magic, nothing. And then you think, oh, church will give me it then, or whatever spiritual thing called you that, and you're seeking to be at one again with spirit. So then you think, well, there's so many attacks against children to traumatize their child and stop them connecting with spirit. And luckily enough, a lot of responsible adults are saying, right, enough is enough. Justice needs to be done for these circumstances where that's been covered up and allowed to happen. No more of that. Children must be protected. So there's certain things I have big boundaries on. And some of you might think, oh, that might be my trauma wound. It could well be, but even as a child, I was quite aware of my trauma wound, but I was still protecting any other child round about me. And that's something as well, just don't want to go on too long. You know what I'm like, Gabby. So when you're in this divine child, right, and you're an ancient one, a star being, or an angelic earth angel, you're a bit different. And when you're opening up to the divine and chatting to God, being in the zone, you want other people to be in that zone with you. So you're kind of like, yeah, come on. You're excited. You're like, yes, you want to share it. It's just something about compassion, sharing, joy. You want to let it out, but you soon find that other people are kind of like don't notice it. So you're like, oh, what's going on here? So you start changing because of the circumstances and how people are treating you. You think, well, there's something wrong with me then because I'm seeing out this. So you get conditioned to fit in, shutting yourself off. So some people's wounded inner child could be that. You know, so that acknowledgement that was what happened in our life. This is quite normal. This is what's happened to nearly every child in the earth at the moment. And that is what I find very sad. So, yeah, let the children believe in Christmas magic. We all know the roots of it. And of course, the milk and the honey, the glands coming out the third eye, when you're activated to your spirit, your heart and your mind coherence. Calstone, I think it was called, or something. You know, my language skills are not good. I can't blame fetal alcohol syndrome from that, obviously. You know, healed that wound near enough. So yeah, so when we accept the sun at this time of the year, See your wounded child. Tell them that, yeah, you know that they've got a wound of separation from their divine source, no matter what happened. Many things may have happened, but acknowledge, yeah, there's that wound of separation. And on many times, it's actually been on purpose. Because when you give love and acceptance to your inner child that knows that it's walking hand in hand with God, or the divine source, or the divine mother, let that divine child sing and dance and be in love with God. Even if you can only do it for 5 minutes once a week, let it out. Give it a time. You got here, that's your little time. Meditate. When you're meditating on your breath and you're in that pause, that stillness, that's what you're kind of like doing. They said that many years ago. I read a book, probably when I was a kid, and it said, God is you looking in the mirror. At the end of life, they said, oh, your life lasts. Basically, you're just looking at yourself. So I thought, oh, that's why Jesus said, don't judge. Because when your time comes, it's you judging yourself, really. How much did you love yourself and your inner child and your inner divinity? Or did you love those outside you too much? You know, because you can say you're selfish, selfless, God, and you're focusing on everything outside, but you've got a separation there, haven't you? You're like, oh. So yeah, you've got to see the sun within you, the light within you, and in what way you can, just love the divine you and the divine self, especially at this magical time of the year. And I'm glad my throat's not too bad, and hopefully this, I'll just stick the video on and it you'll get to know me. I've got 39 subscribers now, so thank you very much for that. And I did say to one of my friends the other day, I'm like a cross between Mrs. Doubtfire and I think it was Miss Jean Brodie or something. Yeah. Yes, I know. So happy solstice. I'll just see if there's anything I've made. When I do that, I'm opening up my senses, and I'm just seeing if there's anything to say before I go. Loving energy and blessings on the winter solstice to everyone, and like and subscribe and all that jazz. Bye for now.